I pray to the divinity in you. 10 minutes for question and answers. Yes.
2 questions in regards
First of all, where were you? You took appointment from me and went away somewhere else?
No.
Yes.
That's news to me.
You and Sharon both. You are not together, but you went away. Okay, tell me.
I have to collect myself now. You mentioned that the 2 best exercises, even breathing, then 2 to 1, and then returning to even breathing. And this should be done 3 times a day. My question is, how much time do you spend on the 2 to 1 breathing, on that phase of it?
3 sets at a time.
The second question, in regard to sleep, you said that, and my notes are less than perfect here. You said breathe deeply first in Savasana, and then I have first on left and then right side, and close eyes, and a few deep diaphragmatic breaths, and then breathe, exhale, breathing from the top of the head to the toes, and from inhaling from the toes to the head 10 times. Now, I'm confused about this business of the right and left side.
If you lie down left side, the right nostril will open, and right nostril will help you, give you extra warmth and energy to digest your meal. Because at night you do not move much, you are going to sleep. Many people have habit of eating late, and those who eat late and then go to bed, it's very injurious. So it helps in digesting the food. As in the West, there is a system of drinking that is appetizer. Not over drinking, little bit drinking wine was considered to be appetizer. Then they took their meal and they would do dance because the countries are cold. They cannot go outside for walk. So they found out a way of gentle exercise in which both partners could participate. So in yoga science, there is something you do not need any partner. You don't need any appetizer. You eat your meal 4 hours before you go to sleep, 4 hours before you do sex. It's very important. Sleep doesn't matter, but sex. Sex should not be done. No one should indulge in sexual activity just after meal. That's very injurious. In fact, those who are intelligent people, they don't eat that day much, very light diet. Even if you don't, in the evening, food should be very light food. So first left side, so that right nostril opens, gives extra warmth in the body. Then right side, so that it gives rest to the heart. And then few seconds on the back in Savasana, just using your diaphragmatic breath. And by that time, you sleep. Then you go according to that. In my case, I have a problem. If I sleep left side, then I wake up left side, because I don't have time. I cannot spend more than 2.5 hours. I feel guilty. I feel as though I have committed a crime. I have slept. Because sleep is not meant for us. sleep will rob our quality of meditation and time. So those who are students and those who are practicing regularly, they should regulate their appetites and at the same time breath. So left side, right side and on the back, Savasana. If breathing exercise is done consciously, the moment you are conscious that you are a breathing being, you will have a deep breath. Make someone conscious and you will realize that. It means all the steps of yoga lead you to consciousness. That's important. If a student is taught only physical exercise, no mention of breath and meditation, the students herself or himself will come forward and say, "Teacher, how about breath? I am not breathing well." Then when you teach a student up posture and then breath, then the student will go to the teacher and say, "How about my mind?" So actually, yoga means awareness in reality. So this is yogic sleep. In yogic sleep and ordinary sleep, please take your seat. The difference is either you go to sleep because it's time for you to go, whether you are feeling or not, and you do not know the technique how to sleep, then you go to sleep and on the bed you toss and turn over and don't get sleep. You want to sleep because you are late, your partner is sleeping, you don't want to have lights and disturb her or him. Then before you go, you should start doing it when you go to sleep. It's good not to go on thinking, allowing mind to roam around and become negative or active. Breath awareness is good. Yes. Still you want to ask a question?
Well, in the sequence then, in terms of the participation with repentance and prayer, that would precede this then?
No. This should be done in the end. Yoga breath. And actually sleep, the time of sleep is different than time of practicing yoga nidra. When you are tired, when you have a time to go to sleep. Every day you are habitually trained to go to sleep. Don't use those 2 times for yoga nidra. Practice yoga nidra separately. But this, I told you, that it's a common routine for someone who knows something about yoga anatomy to go to sleep with deep breaths. Yes. Many people they grasp in sleep, do like that and wake up. And if you check their heart, they have good heart. Why do they do that? Because they have not trained their breath. Moreover, they are thinking something and that thought interrupts the breath. You remember one thing. Anything that comes in your mind is being recorded by your breath. And the way your breath is behaving, it is being recorded by your mind. That's why I say they both are twin laws of life. They work very closely. The closest friend, the best friend, as in English literature, are Q and U. Q is followed by U. Exactly that way. Breath follows mind and mind follows breath. Those who are emotional and their emotion is not organized properly, directed properly, those who do not have controlled emotions, they cannot breathe well. With the help of breathing, some exercises, you can help their emotional problems. Before going to bed, it is better for you to breathe. Don't overeat. Overeating is very injurious. It is better to eat many times a day instead of one meal. Yes, Dr. Austin.
For the result of pranayama, there is tasmin tatah kshiyate prakashavaranam. I want to know the relation of the two pranayama and the prakashavarana kshaya.
Pranayam, the color of pranas is prakasha. It's a current, it's a light. That's why it is mentioned like that. If you want to visualize, when you meditate, concentrate on the breath flow, naturally the mind will notice. Not only it is flowing, what type of color it is. It's the nature of the mind. Yes?
To the dharana or samadhi.
Oh, yes. You are training your mind, you are regulating your breath.
The knowledge of the color.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Your mind becomes aware of that color. Your mind knows, because many a times colors come because of the tattvas. When suddenly tattva changes, color will change. You see a light and suddenly you find it is becoming red. Suddenly you find it is becoming blue because the change of the tattvas. You have 5 tattvas and every tattva has its color, and one of the tattvas becomes predominant, the color will change in mind. The color of the image will change. But if you have trained your prana, it will not allow the color to be changed, because prana is beyond the tattvas. That's why the teachers say no color business. You are not going towards psychism. I want you to pay attention towards breath. Many teachers will not allow you to meditate unless you have meditated enough on the breath. Actually, Zen and Zazen do their meditation, their methods are limited to the breath only, not beyond that, because they do not know what happens beyond that. You see, it's important to pay attention towards that. Even those who are yogis, those who know this, they know what happens when the breath flows only this much. During that time, unglis were called 4 ungal, 10 ungli, like this, What happens to the breath and metabolism when you are breathing only this much? Now, if focusing mind on the center and then breathing will exactly allow my breath to flow between the center and the, breath. Whenever you are thinking something which is at distance and then meditating, suddenly there will be a jerk. We have done so many experiments on that. A breathing apparatus is kept to record how you are breathing, how smooth it is. If you think anything, it will jerk the pen. It means it has disturbed your thought, has disturbed the breath. Suddenly, someone who has been far away, whom I knew, who was a friend of mine, God forbid, and he or she died, I received the news. My mind changes its mood. Breath will become shallow. And when breath will become shallow, the motion of lungs will be disturbed, right vagus nerve will be disturbed. and the pumping station will be destroyed and I will start crying. You see, flowing tears. Reaction, physiological reactions, biological reactions are possible because of thought. So negative thought, uncontrolled thought, passive thought, these thoughts can injure us and they have been injuring us. Therefore, Patanjali says, not the body, not the breath, immediately thought. And different type of thoughts he is trying to classify by putting them into different boxes and telling you, Britti. This particular Britti brings such thoughts, this particular Britti brings such thoughts. All Brittis should be brought under conscious control. That's what Patanjali said. It's amazing to know that this subject is not taught in the universities and colleges. Book is taught. Nobody teaches practical. What is the use of teaching such book? You see, scholars remember the mantra, sutras, and then say Patanjali committed mistake here. This sutra should have been here. Patanjali, who lived 2,500 years, they are fighting on that. When Prahadarana says Patanjali is a surname, don't fight. You see. In our Mathamnaya, that is taught traditionally to us. When we learn something about our gurus, about our masters. Bhagavad Govindapada was Patanjali. Patanjali's surname. Bhagavad Govindapada, Shankaracharya's guru. You see. That comes in that. You see. When we remember our masters, Patanjali is our master, grand master. You see. So, we have that tradition. Vidyaranya also talks about it. Madhusudan Saraswati talks about it. In our tradition, many Shankaracharyas have talked about it. Many times you don't use surname. Because there are yogic practices taught in the monasteries. And it is not possible to practice Vedanta without disciplining. Many new Swamis do say, it's not Vedanta, so it's not our subject. You see. We don't believe in pranayama. I say, you don't breathe? We breathe. But that is shallow way of understanding things. Come on.
There are a whole lot of questions. There's your statement for tomorrow. These are questions people have written.
Come on, do it today or tomorrow. Tomorrow I want to be free to give it scheduled after I talk about Samadhi.
Okay, go.
Because
They wanted me
it's not
to...
possible to explain about Samadhi. It's something, yes.
Hello.
Hey, everybody can hear.
Okay. They wanted me to come here, so okay. There was one question about the Urdha Ritas. If the...
No, Urdha.
Urdha.
Urdha means upwards.
All right. There was one question. If the semen and glandular secretions evaporate, does that mean that the temperature of the body goes above 212 degrees Fahrenheit?
No. During that time, when semen secretes, the temperature is normal during that time. But when semen comes out of the body, and before it comes out, that time temperature increases.
Okay. There's a three-pronged question.
Yeah.
Is there understanding and or feeling of time and space after death? That's part one.
What do you mean?
Is there understanding and or feeling at the time and space after death? That's how I have a question.
Unconsciously, yes.
Unconsciously.
No matter how crazy I am, and I am considered to be very crazy, and all the tests show that I am crazy, if you put a meal in front of me, I will never put it here. I will put it here. You see. Nobody is unconsciously crazy. Could be disorganized. I have never seen a crazy person, never met a crazy person who walks through head. You see. He can become violent. But those natural laws, the norms of natural life are not forgotten. Unconsciously, yes.
And I guess
When I say go home, you don't have to exert, you don't have to ask your people, you don't have to go to your, you see, neighbor, you don't have to see the map, which way shall I go? You just go, because you know it, where it is. It becomes a habit. You don't have to fight for it. So once you attain something, you don't have to fight.
Okay, part two of this was, are any of the senses used after death?
No. How it is possible? There is no body, so there are no senses. Yes, but sense perception, conceptualized by mind, poured in the unconscious, put in the reservoir of memory, those are called merits and demerits of life, are stored there. Suppose I see you. My octave nerve takes the sensation to my conscious mind and then goes to unconscious mind. I don't see you anymore. I see others. But when I look at you, suddenly I remember that I have seen him before, because the impression was stored in the unconscious mind. Unconscious mind goes with us. So those who are yogis, they recognize the people they have met before. For them, life, previous life is just like meeting yesterday. It's an interesting subject. What have you eaten 5 days ago, 20 days ago, 1 month ago, you don't remember. But if you tell me what have I eaten last year, I will tell you, without consulting any diary. Because my food is so set. If I eat anything, if I eat rice once, I will tell you which day I have eaten, because I don't eat rice. That is a festival for me, eating rice. Eating food which is, you see, roasted, is unusual for me. You can have calculation and have those impressions stored, and whenever you want to recall, recall. My master used to check me when he used to train me. And it became a very serious problem for me when he taught me this. I would meet somebody, I knew that person. That person was my great enemy, but in this life he became a great friend. Why? To fulfill his animosity. You see. Then the person who was great enemy became friend, and the person who was friend became enemy. Very difficult for me to adjust. I was suspicious of everybody. I could not relate. Many times, 2-3 lifetimes, impressions came in front of me, and they are very clear. You cannot say, I saw you yesterday, I'm not confused in it. I remember you. No one is Charlie, you are the Charlie. I understand. So is the case with that clarity of mind. You see. If you can bring forward the unconscious fund of knowledge in a conscious way, anybody can do that. Why am I supposed to do it? Because I devote 24 hours in doing this. You have to attend bookstore, you have to attend your wife, you have to attend yourself, you have to attend this and that. I don't do anything except that. So I am a full-timer. Go ahead.
So this last part, I think you've answered already. It had to do with if the sense is not available, then what's the exact meaning of staying in the habit patterns? And so that's the demerits and demerits?
Habit pattern means not the senses, not the actions. Repeated actions create groove in the mind. And mind, in its spontaneity and profundity, habitually flows to that groove. It has been created. The yoga sciences create new grooves so that mind stops flowing to old grooves and starts flowing to new grooves. It has nothing to do with senses.
How does one cultivate love for those duties which create conflict in the mind?
Yes. First of all, you should sit down. There are only few conflicts, not many. You have not resolved them because you are afraid. And do you know what fear does? Fear invites danger. You are afraid of that, and that you have kept the fear. Don't be afraid. Sooner or later, you will have to resolve those fears. Be forward and do it. You see, the conflict will be not there. You are afraid of telling something to your wife, and there is a conflict. I did not say this to my wife. If she knows, she is going to create havoc at home. You see, so there is a conflict. Either resolve it without letting it out. You know, spitting something bad out is also not good. It's not necessary. Modern people or modern therapists know only one thing. Blah, 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 blah. They think that this will be, this is a great remedy. This is not. If you speak against somebody and if you speak in front of, praise somebody, does not mean therapy is over. You still think about it. If you go on telling I am bad, I am bad, I am bad, you are bad. If you say I am good, I am good, I am good, you are good. These self-suggestions or suggestions from others do affect our human life. You have to be strong. Nobody can survive if you go on accepting suggestions from the world. Many of the times, people fakely say, you are a wonderful man. They don't want to displease you, but they don't mean that you are a good man. Someone says, you are a very bad man. Well, I can correct myself. Why am I a bad man? You see, exaggerated suggestions do blast our mind, and mind is weak. It has not been trained. It has not been trained in aparigraha. It has not been trained in accepting the gifts. It's a gift. Somebody says you are good or bad. Somebody gives you good gift, somebody gives you bad gift. You will have to learn filtering that. There are two things, mind and time. They are closely related. Time is greatest of all filter. Today you feel sad that your beloved has rejected you and went away. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you will find slowly that sadness is gone. A day comes, you said, it's good that she left. Huh? You don't care. Time is greatest of all filters. But if you learn to understand how to make your mind free from time, you are beyond all this. Time is one of the prime conditions of mind. Remember that. Time, space, and causation. These are three prime conditionings of your mind. And no one tries to understand it. There was a seminar on it. When I read the paper, finally, after 40 speakers spoke on the subject, there was nothing. From 1 or 2 o'clock, one should take lunch. This was their seminar. Now, what is the space? You will know through space what time is and what is causation. What is the cause of this? This system is the cause. If it was not there, the fist was not there, there wouldn't be 2 fingers, that would not create the space. This is called causation, which creates cause. Now there is no space. If there is no space, there will be no time. And then it is one with the causation. What is the difference? It is one. So all these 3 conditionings of the mind can be freed from these 3 conditionings. One cannot attain highest state of samadhi without having freedom from the conditionings of the mind. You have to have freedom from conditionings of the mind. You cannot imagine. Do you have more questions?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Because strokes can happen while relaxing,
Huh?
it says, because strokes can happen while relaxing, going to the bathroom, can a stroke take place during relaxation practice in Shavasana or in a meditation posture?
No. That is conscious act, that is control, that will never happen. But that will prevent. It's a history, I told you, medical data. Those who are expert on this, they will tell you this. And anyone who used, those wooden sandals like this, and use that sacred thread in tying, they never had a stroke. This is also history. Yes. Stroke occurs because of our negligence and ignorance. If we just learn to clench our teeth before we go to bathroom, both, releasing urine and filth, then there will be no stroke during that. A stroke can be prevented. Sometimes stroke occurs, 99 occurs in bathroom, and the rest of the time occurs when you are in sleep. Early in the morning you wake up, find partial stroke on your face. You see. But it doesn't occur another time. It aggravates other times. It starts during these 2 times. I studied this subject very nicely because that is related to my subject. I wanted to know what are the findings. Many of the findings today are not true. Such as, it's a myth in medical science that pelvic cannot be moved. That's not true. There are exercises for the pelvic. So once something has been written in Gray's Anatomy, they follow that. Yes.
There's one question that was given to me, and I seem to misplace it. It was about the person had their appendix removed, but they didn't feel they had any problem digesting greens, but they wanted to know if there was anything they could do to help them
There will
digest. So was there anything that they could do to help them digest greens?
be. It's okay. That's little nothing. Nobody lives on greens. We are not grass eaters. We eat little, so what? We can chew. But that particular organ which supplies secretion to digest greens is not there. Other liquids help. It happens. There is a law of compensation in our body. When pineal gland center does not function, what will happen? Pituitary gland center becomes active and takes over the functioning of pineal gland center. It's a law of compensation. If my left hand does not work, my right hand works. And sometimes I train my foot to help my right hand. It's a law of compensation in the body.
And one last one. The person asks, can you please speak about the 4 right attitudes, especially indifference to evil?
What?
Indifference to evil?
That is not yogic term. Yoga does not believe in evil. Yoga doesn't believe. Yoga does not believe in sin. Yoga says it's obstacle. These words are religious words. I can explain them, but they are not yogic words. This is not yogic terminology. Okay. Yes. I'm going to. Yes.
I have 3 questions on japa. Are you going to cover something?
I'm going to speak on japa when you allow me. Yes, ma'am.
I have 2 questions on breath. First, is it better to visualize the breath as a wheel or a circle, or something that just rises and falls?
You don't visualize the air. When the air blows, you don't visualize. When you inhale, you don't visualize.
Make this kind of a motion when you're talking about breathing.
Because there is no other way for me to give the simile. But when you pay attention towards your breath, just feel the flow of it. You see, don't visualize. Then you will not know. If you start visualizing something, that is called preconceived idea while trying to explore something. Now, I am trying to explore, sit down please, about the ghost, whether ghost exists or not. So, I and my friend are talking and he is scientist, he never believes in ghost. Scientists are more cowards, They there is a serious division in their minds between faith and reason. And perhaps whole life they die like that. So here I go, far away from my home, sun starts going to bed, we both ignored the time, value of the time, and we started coming home. By that time we reached our home, it was late. So on the way there was a tree, big tree. So my friend, I told my friend that there lives a ghost in it. He said, I am a scientist, I don't believe in it. And he should not believe. We went home, forgot that. After some days, by chance the car was out of order and he had to walk home through that way. and it was night. Suddenly he got afraid. Because consciously he did not believe, but unconsciously he kept it in the storehouse of his mind. Many times you do not believe something, you don't because you don't want to. But unconsciously you believe. For this lack of coordination, there are latent conflicts. Patanjali talks about those. Even you attain samadhi, there are latent conflicts. While attaining samadhi, lower stages of samadhi, having control over lower mind. You see, even the conflict in latent stages, they persist. You see, you are tied with rope. But rope has no power to bind you because it is burnt. You are in a cage. You are in a cave. And suddenly you are a tiger. You have so much power. Tremendous power. But suddenly spider made a net on the gate, and you thought, now it is not possible for me to go outside this. Look at, I am in the bondage. When you do not use your human effort, yet you believe in God, God says, no, human effort is gift given by me, use it. Remember one thing. When human being does not use the gifts given by God, he is depriving himself by disobeying the God. If he has given me eyes and my eyes have nothing wrong, and if I close my eyes and then start walking, God says, no, this is not right. Pay full attention when you walk. Don't make your eyes blindfolded and get stumbled and get hurt. Human potentials are immense. When you discover them, you will find you have tremendous powers. The more you explore, the more you are amazed. The more you explore, you come to know you are not so small as you have been thinking about yourself. When you condemn yourself, how do you condemn? I am very small, considering others. I know very little. I am not physically strong. I don't have enough money. You go towards littleness. When you expand, what do I care? All the banks of the world are running for me. This is all me. Everybody is eating for me. You see? My soul and your soul is one and the same. If we stupid things we are too different, he is stupid. I am not. You see. You are the way you think. So, when thoughts are purified by tapas, by yogic practices, there is clarity of mind, you see things as they are. And there is no conflict. There is no deception. There is no mirage. So clarity of mind is very important for both to live in the world, be successful in the world, and to attain divinity. Now, most often you think your teacher will give you a mantra. In which step, where do you apply that mantra? And what is the duty of mantra and what is the power of mantra? It's a science itself. It's not unscientific, very scientific thing. You see. I say, you are stupid. You feel sad. I say, you are good. You feel good. How the words affect? We all know it. There are spiritual sounds which were heard by the great sages in deep meditation. Why not Swamis, Yogis and sages hear those sounds again? Because their mind have degenerated. During that time, they totally devoted their mind in meditation. All other things in life were secondary, not even secondary. The great sages who devoted their lives completely and remain in meditation, they heard those unstruck sounds. Unstruck sound means this is not unstruck sound. This is struck sound. This is struck sound. But they are unstruck sound, which are called anhad nada. Nada coming without anything. From where the nada comes? From the space within. You see. So they heard in deep meditation, they heard certain sounds. What? They were not harsh. They were very gentle, very powerful, captivating, full of joy. So those sounds were called bijas, seeds. Now, if a teacher has tilled the land, he will sow the seeds. But if teacher is a fool, does not know, by chance he got the seeds from his guru, he will sow the seeds untilled. So what is the duty of teacher? To prepare you first, to till the land and then to sow the seeds. What is your duty? To see that seed grows. But what is that sound? A sound is not known by meaning. How will you know the sound? How teacher can say, this sound is, you remember this sound. The sound is known by vibrations. Such sounds which are imparted as bijas vibrate. They don't vibrate if you speak them out. It's like atomic energy. You see, they vibrate when they are silently remembered. They create that kampan, they create that vibration within. So what the student does? Silently meditates, meditate on the mantras. And Patanjali says that Jat japas tadartha bhavanam. It's a sutra. Japa creates bhavana. Japa immediately helps you in controlling disorganized emotions. It's very difficult to control emotions. No matter how much educated you are, what great position you have in the university, in the colleges, in your society, suddenly you get upset and you hurt those whom you love, your child, your dear wife, for whom you live, for whom you earn. Suddenly you forget because of that emotional outburst. Now, the nature of emotion you should understand. There is not a single emotion that is yours. Let me tell you something. You cannot say, I have these bad emotions, this disturbs me. That's not true. All the emotions have their base outside you. according to yogic science and according to our finding. All the emotions, they might be related to you, but their base is outside you. Then why are you disturbed? Yes, lake of mind is there. Emotion is like a pebble. Now you are throwing pebbles from outside in the lake constantly. See now. When you throw a pebble in the lake, this is a little bit subtle. It goes down, it creates bubble here when you are throwing, and it creates bubble when it is dropped at the bottom. So this bubble and this bubble, again this bubble comes up and creates another bubble. One drop of one pebble will create three bubbles. Emotion means relationship. You are related to somebody, from there comes emotion. It could be injurious. I have seen a person dying at Kanpur, normal person, quite healthy, father of a doctor who had no problem, who used to jog and nothing in heart, because suddenly he heard that he got, you see, this people play, sweepstake or something like that, lottery. He bought 7 rupees ticket and he got 7 lakhs rupees. He was so happy, he died. What was that happiness? It was not happiness, it was emotion. He could not control the reaction of the emotion. So Patanjali says japa should not be done only superficially, technically, like parrot. If you have parrot and the birds which speak manna, there are birds, and teach her Ram, Ram, Ram. So many people say, what is that? My bird says Ram, Ram. What a big thing it is. Mittu, call it Ram. Say Ram, Ram, Ram. That technical saying is not enough as far as japa is concerned. Now, I told you, I will not change the subject, because I told you about the sound. The sound is known by vibration, but how about the word? There are mantras which are combined with the words, sound and words both. So teacher explains the vibrations of the seed he is giving you. I tell you, this seed, Charlie, allow it to grow. It should be 20 feet in distance from your kitchen. 100 feet, 200 feet. You say, why, Gurudev? I said, this is seed of willow tree. If you allow it to grow next to your, house, it will destroy your sewage system. Your mantra, your bija, no, that will not suit. I give to somebody another seed. You can grow it next, just in front of your living room, where you can see, enjoy. It flowers, its roots do not go too far. A teacher should be able to know the science so deeply. It's like prescribing remedies, medicine. The moment a student walks, teacher should know what type of a student is he. If he is a good teacher, if he is an experienced teacher, he cannot be cheated. No. Many times people come to Semen, they are good people. And I am supposed to initiate them. Suddenly from inside I feel I should not. So I say, come next time. Next time they come, I am busy. I torture them. Why? I want to know their determination. I am imparting a seed to you. I am tilling the land and you are not sowing it. That's not good. So the words are known by meaning and seeds are known by vibrations. Now there is another thing. Mantra contains entire philosophy of life, yoga, all darshanas, all Bibles in the world. Christ could give so much to the world because of the mantra. Okay, if he did not have mantra, from where did he have mantra? Tell me. Huh? John the Baptist. What is this baptism? This is mantra initiation. Christ was baptized very late, anointed. There is something difference then. Baptism and anointed. Name, the word Christ is anointed name of the boy. It was not, it's anointed name. When he was anointed, then he was called Christ. What was his name before Christ? Jesus. That's why it's called Jesus the Christ. So that anointed means what? Initiated. And that is why Bible says, in the beginning there was Word, and Word was God, and God was Word. But what was that Word? It's not there. Now I'll tell you for example. Entire philosophy you find in your mantra. Entire philosophy. You don't have to study books, you don't have to go anywhere if you really understand what it is, and if you rely on it, and if you work with it. Most of the mantras have in the end Namaha, which are given, Are you tired, Charlie? This word Namaha. I am explaining all the secrets of the mantra. Many people, those who know Sanskrit, Namaha means Namaskaram, they will say. It's a superficial meaning. What do you mean by Namaskaram? Why do you say Namaskaram? Why do you not say Pamaskaram? When you say Namaskaram, here soul and Lord meet, and that is the aim of life. And here I acknowledge the Lord of life in you. So I am not bowing in front of the human being, but to the Lord of life who is there. Nobody goes to the dead body and says Namaskaram and expects a reply from it. You see, it never happens. So when we wish somebody, we do not wish a physical person. That who dwells within physical person, the Lord of life force. You see. So this mantra reminds you all the time. What does it remind? Two keys, 2 points of yoga science. What are? 2 wings of the birds. Come on. Abhyasa and Vairagya. A bird who has to prepare itself to fly, to go to the other shore of life, needs 2 balanced winged. One is Abhyasa, another is Vairagya. Non-attachment and practice. You see. This is non-attachment. Namaha means namam. Nothing belongs to me. Constantly you are remembering, nothing belongs to me, nothing belongs to me. And next moment you say, no, 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 this is mine. Will it not create a conflict? It will. Okay, from worldly viewpoint you can say, this is my wife, this is my house. You can do that. But you are not supposed to be attached to the things of the world. They create miseries. Namam. Namaha means namam. Nothing belongs to me. Everything belongs to thee. You are constantly remembering, oh Lord, nothing belongs to me. So you are remembering yourself, and you are remembering Lord, and you are remembering the relationship of Lord with you. All things I have are yours, nothing belongs to me. I am grateful to you. You have given me all this. Entire philosophy of self-surrender is in it. Many people in Indians mostly use, but if you tell them Namah means well, Namaskaram, bowing, this is the actual meaning. You see. Another word. Any sound is sound. Any sound you take, such as rum. How this sound affects? Where does it affect? Some of the sounds, when children, they are very little, but they scratch something. Nothing happens to their ears. Do you know this? But adults don't like that. And they enjoy that. And parents run away, don't do this, don't do this. See, why? They are not sensitive to that sound, you are sensitive to that sound. Many of us lose sensitivity in our lifetime. By losing sensitivity means by losing that part of knowledge which we receive through our senses. Sensitivity. Husband is not sensitive towards his wife's certain way of living. So he disconnects himself. He is not sensitive. What my wife will think if I do this. You see. I am overeating, my tummy is bulging. I am not sensitive towards my wife's feelings. My wife is she is not sensitive towards my feelings. You see. So we know that. Here, the middle word gives you the meaning of the word. You see. And this sound here will vibrate. Now, where will it affect? If this sound properly created, it directly hits your solar system. It does not hit your, Ajna Chakra. I am giving you instance. Anyone who suffers on account of bad stomach, digestion, teachers give this sound, first sound and then mantra. This is activating, bringing forward, using more power of the solar system, solar science. Where is the solar system? Am I talking about the solar, sun? No. I am talking about the biggest network in our body, which is at our Manipur chakra, navel center. That's called Kanda in yogic literature. It has biggest network of the energy patterns flowing from one part to another. Therefore, Tibetans, even today, lamas do it. They will say, when I went to Tibet, in the monastery, they regularly did this. Om mani padme om mani padme om mani padme. I say, what are these people doing? So I asked one of them, he said, you are not initiated, so we don't want to give you the secret. I said, these stupids. So they were worshipping a book. It was written on handmade paper, and they was worshipping it. And sandalwood paste was so thick over it. And the head priest said, anybody tries to read it, he will become blind. So nobody would read. And I went for searching such things. I got excited when I heard. Now I said, I have come to the right place. If I get blind after reading, that is better. I am blind today because I know nothing. So at night I sneaked, and I had a little torch with me, flashlight. I opened. I could not read many pages full of sandalwood. So I found out it was a book of Sanskrit grammar. The stupids did not know it. They started worshipping it. Oh, I said, this business is exactly like that. The teacher did not know how to explain. He said, students do it, and they've been doing it since ages without knowing what it is. Those who have problem of digestions and those who have sexual problem, they are asked to rotate this particular part with this clockwise so that we activate the Kanda, which is the center for all the energy channels in the body. Meditating on such a figure, actually Ram is not like that. In Bengali, Ram is not like that. In Madras, in Telugu, Ram is not like that. You see. This is Ra. Ra. You see. It is found only on this. If you find the book in Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Bengali, Hindi, you see, they look different, R. So suppose if Bengali meditates, how will he see this Ram? Now you will have to understand the science of sound and the form. All these forms sitting here, you see human beings, what are these? Virtually sound. You have been created by the sound. Now, if you have studied Laya Yoga, you will come to know that earth dissolves. First, earth is dissolved into liquid, it becomes water. When it is annihilated, then that becomes fire, and fire evaporates that. Anything liquid. Then that becomes water. then water changes itself into air. Air's transformation is space. And in the space you found sound. Space is dissolved into sound. And finally there is only one sound, and we call it Om. It is heard as Om by the great sages, and they say it is Om. In Christianity others say Amen, one and the same. You see. So how sound is related to the form? It's a science. Science of mantra explains it. If we are giving you a mantra, that mantra is creating a form. And that form is working for you and you don't know. Many times you are doing something silly which you should not do, immediately that form stops you. You want to do a business which will be not successful. That form will stop you, will create something so that you don't do it. You are going to meet an accident because you are rash diving. You are doing something. That form can stop you doing this. Have you created that form so strongly that it has really become a form? What do you consider? See, you always say, Devas, these gods are, these believer of hidden, these hidden, those who believe in it, believe in God. No, that's not. Your culture do not have science of symbolism. You have only one sign, and that's called cross. And even you don't know what it is. There are cultures, they are very deep and profound in their symbolism, science of symbolism. Every sound has a form, and every form can be used. So those who are called gods, now tell me one god as Hindus do. I will tell you what is the meaning, from where they have come. I will not worship them because it's a symbol. So Patanjali also says there is one symbol I am introducing to you as a mantra, Tasya Vachaka Pranava. I will tell you the representative of the Lord, and with the help of that representative you can reach. And that representative is Pranava. Pranava Setu. That is the bridge for going from this side of life to other side of life. How mantra is related to other side of life? It is related, I am going to tell you. Now suppose you are remembering mantra. It's not necessary that you have Hindu mantra. No. I am not going to do that injustice. It could be Jewish mantra. Confirmation again and again. You know, have you seen Jewish people reading their small book anywhere they want? Have you seen Christians remembering and doing it with their beads? In every culture there is a science. What are they doing? They are remembering. Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary. What are they doing by saying that? They are strengthening the form of Mother Mary, unconsciously creating the way they want. So there is one thing. Nakaste vidyate devo pashane mritaka sucha. There is nothing that any god, what G-O-D, small g, lives in the mountain, lives in the wood, as you are predicting. No. Bhavesh vidyate deva. It's bhava. Bhava is a little bit finer than thought. Bhava means that is emotion, that has come out of emotion. Now remember, from emotion has come out. All the emotions are related with your relationship. This emotion is related to God, the finest self of yours. This is relationship between your soul and the Lord of life. You are using that symbol Om because there is no other sound better than this. Tell me, use any, close your mouth. Come on, say some word of your language. This comes to Om. Sorry. You see. There is only one sound that comes by closing your mouth, humming Om. Now, there was an experiment going on in Hamburg University. During those times, I was a physician there studying homeopathy. So they approached me, being young Swami. When they heard my life was published, that they heard that I come from a great tradition, my guru was great, not me, my guru. So they came. Is there any way you can do experiments on Om and find out if you create the word Om, will it make a sound, will it make a pattern like this as we see in the books? I said all the possible patterns you have seen, draw them first. And let us choose the ancient one, not the modern one, because there is another way of writing Om. This is also right way of writing Om. In English, A-U-M. So what I said not like that. Bring the most ancient instrument of music. They did not know what to do. I said, every culture has music and there is some instrument. If you go to Israel today, even then you will find that something put here, ding, 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 they play. Do you know what it's called? That's their tradition. But what does it come? You can record it. They did not know. I said most ancient musical instrument is conch shell. Bring it. So they brought it. I said, blow it first. They did not know how to blow. I knew it. So I started blowing and it makes sound. I said, now let us make experiments. Let us make a big carom board. You know, you play carom? It's a board on which you play carom. Do you know that? So we made a big carom board. And I said, sit down, from this corner blow, from that corner, every corner blow, every inch blow. From any corner we blew, it draw this sort of figure. What does it mean? How sound creates a pattern. So, if you say that this pattern will lead you to God, this is not true. You have to understand the meaning of this pattern. It's a symbol which has got A, U and M. 3 states. Waking state, dreaming state and sleeping state. Yet the silence Om is Turiya, is not spoken. You see. It's a symbol. Now, Christians do not understand the symbol. If you tell them, what do you mean by cross? You know, Mohammedans do not wear tie because they are fanatic. They said, if we wear tie, we will become Christians. It is a cross. Tie actually means a cross. To remember Christ all the time, you use tie, and it has come into fashion. It's a double way. Good fashionable thing. If you do not wear tie and go to your office, you are not considered to be well dressed. You have to wear tie. It's actually tradition. What is tie? Is a cross. You come from a tradition that you should remember cross. Your leader died on the cross for the sake of selfless service. That is the meaning. You see. This cross is not that cross on which Christ was hung. This cross represents internal state of human beings. 3 chakras above and 3 chakras below, and in the center is heart. That is why Sacred Heart people alone understand this. Why it is called Sacred Heart? Heart is here. That pumps, we all know. Why Sacred Heart is called? This heart is only physical heart, but Sacred Heart will let you know. This time. Now same symbol you will find in Judaism. Star of David. This is a symbol of this Manipur chakra. This symbol indicates the fire flames going up. The flames go up. You see. The warmth of life that helps us digest our meal and all that. But this is only here. Here this becomes, Sacred Heart becomes the Star of David. The flames go up, blessings down, come down. You see. That becomes the Star of David, you see. In Buddhist, Hindus, the science of chakra everywhere is accepted one and the same. You see. So I am talking to you the relationship of sound with the form. No matter which object is given to you. Christ on the cross, Christ is a little baby. Christ a very healthy, handsome man who turned the table. Christ who blesses everyone, no matter which form you use. If it suits your mind, and if your mind is concentrated, it becomes easy. If your mind spontaneously flows towards the object, it will become easy for you to attain next step. You see. It could be light. It could be a figure, it could be a light. It could be a mantra only, nothing beyond that. No image, just remembering mantra. What mantra does remembering mantra? If you go on remembering mantra, a time will come when mantra will lead you to silence. I'll tell you the method. I told you many times. When time of health comes, you run away. You were close here, I wanted to give you some work, you ran over there. Now, I'll tell you. Look at this. You stand on the river and follow the sound of the river. Where will you go? Either to bigger river or then to the ocean, which is full of sounds. You have not learned anything. This is not method of meditation. In meditation, you go upwards from where the river is flowing. Where will you go finally? Is there any sound there? Silence. So all the sounds come from silence. The mantras will lead you ultimately to silence, where there dwells the great Lord, inner dweller, in perfect silence, where mind does not jabber. You see, from where came all 10 commandments were given to Moses, from where came all the wisdom to Jesus, all the wisdom of Gita to Krishna, light of Asia to Buddha. So Patanjali says, your japa should be, do it technically in the beginning. After some time you will find joy. After some time you will find trusting your mantra. Then you will find great joy coming. Shall I tell you? If you are not remembering your mantra, your blood test will be different. Your saliva will be different. But if you are remembering your mantra, your saliva will be different. Because the tongue, no matter how silently you remember your mantra, tongue will move little bit. Because japa, it's something you speak. It is related to your tongue. Even you move very silently in the beginning, you will find that tongue, little bit, the tip of the tongue, which is the very basis of homeopathy system. Why the pills are put in the tongue? Why not eaten? Because there the capillaries are very active. But it has got very little capacity, 1 grain. It cannot take more than a grain. That's why homeopathic medicine is only 1 grain. So somebody asked Hahnemann, what is this 1 grain for such a huge man? He said, you don't know. Your body is made out of 1 grain. He said, you don't need more than 1 grain. It should be good remedy. Because its capillaries are very active. So they go to your system without going through. That's why it works. So is the case japa. When you touch, when that touches the mucous membrane, you create some secretion. That's why many of you will find there is a problem of extra saliva in your mouth. You see, and then you take it. Many of you will find if you do japa. These are the stages. From the very beginning, japa is healthy. All spiritual exercises are very healthy for your physical body. Not a single spiritual exercise is damaging to your body. Otherwise it's not a spiritual exercise. It's something somebody is creating according to ancient manuals. Now you should not stop doing japa till your japa converts into consciousness, which is called bhava. Bhava is a little bit different than thought. Thought is called vichara. A samadhi is explained a little. Lower mind, if little taste something, that is also called samadhi, vitarka. If your mind is purified and then your intellect is purified, vichara. But here I am talking of something different, bhava. Your mantra becomes bhava and bhava becomes your mantra. That which is called emotional body. One emotional body in the lake of mind can disturb the whole lake. It's so powerful. That emotional body in the lake of mind is constantly being agitated by the external stimulus. We have emotional body, but all the emotions are related to outside world, somewhere, to a woman, to a boy, to a child, to home, to the bank, to business, to this. Actually, it's not yours. It's all foreign, outside you. So Patanjali says, remember your mantra. Just pay attention towards your mantra. There is one way, not any object. Not even using this figure. If you meditate, make a drawing like this and make like this and say, I am worshipper of, whole life you will not get anything. Remember the sound. Meditate on the sound. You are remembering sound rightly or not? I'll tell you one thing. The other day I told you, if you remember bad mantra, shallow mantra, it might create problem for you, even physical problem. This sound is prolonged. Om. Mentally. Om. Otherwise, shortest sound that can be stretched without any problem, without creating any jerk, without creating anything, is only this sound, no other sound. Other mantras are huge, big. They are very good. Because mind is remembering long mantra, the breath is getting extension. Otherwise, breath will become shallow. So mantra should be smooth or big, should not create obstructions for you. Now, but I am not getting anything. I have been remembering mantra for ages and nothing is happening, teacher. What is all this mantra? You told me it's something great. Now, you are very educated, but you are talking unscientific. How it is possible that you are constantly doing something and there is no action? There is always action, reaction after an action. Science says that. Scientific law. You do something, something will happen. You are remembering mantra, nothing is happening. What's the matter with you? In this case, the impressions you are storing in the unconscious. Your mantra is being stored in the unconscious and you don't know. When will it work? When conscious mind fails, body fails, breath fails, mantra comes forward and says, here I am to help you during this transition where nobody can help you. Wife doesn't, children doesn't, nothing can help you. At the time of dire need, when no one can help you, when you are all alone, taking the voice from known to the unknown, mantra leads you. That's why it is said, mantra is setu, pranava setu, the Upanishad says. Your mantra becomes a bridge from this shore to another shore. You are not alone, your mantra is with you. Remember the mantra or any confirmation that you use, any line that you use, that compact science that you use for yourself. This is the meaning. So I leave you here. Tomorrow I will give you full. I might take more time for completing description of samadhi and go more details into mantra science. You want that? Okay, I will do.